So they're occupying the highest perches here at Allianz for the second match tonight. Those seats you see, the blue seats on the lower level, of course, have been vacated largely by the Cronulla supporters, and those seats in the higher levels of Allianz, of course, occupied by the people. They just got in a little bit late, and they're here to see this match, the major match of the night, the qualifying final, the second thereof. Team number one, the minor premiers, the Sydney Roosters. First time they've been minor premiers since 2004, and they take on this magnificent club Manly, who've won premierships in the last 6 decades, and they seem to be a permanent fixture when it comes to finals time. Of course, they've been dealt quite a blow, though, with the loss of Brett Stewart tonight. Peter Hiku, he comes into the side, the young fullback. He's got a mountain of a job to do if he's going to replace Brett Stewart. But it is Manly, and many have thought for quite some time that they might be the sleeper, they might be the bogey side that people were tending to dismiss earlier in the season. First time in a finals match against each other since 1997. They've met 6 times in finals. The Roosters have won only once in 1975 under Jack Gibson. They played the grand final in 1972, and that was amongst the wins for Manly. Both matches this year have been won by the Roosters. First time they've won both games in the season since 2003. So Manly fans realising their team is on its way. Jamie Lyon leads them. Most experienced player in the side tonight, 21st game for Jamie. And he takes Manly out to a typical Manly reception. It was a mixed reception. Roosters, of course, dominating the crowd figures. There's David Williams, and here's the Roosters. Of all the top 8 sides, they've beaten each and every one of them, with one exception, Melbourne, at least once. Anthony Minichiello, he's the elder statesman of the capped final players. He's in his 22nd final tonight, the expectant dad in December. The 2 most penalised sides in the competition come together in this qualifying final. Imposing record here, the Roosters. 10 of their last 11 they've won. Although there's that nagging thought, isn't there, of not beating Manly in a final since 1975. Brent Kite moving to Penrith next year. Ria Hargreaves out of the side, but O'Donnell comes back. Tuivasa Sheck comes back, and so does Orbison. So they're stronger than the side, really, that beat South Sydney. Time is on. Qualifying final in front of a decent crowd here at Moore Park is underway, and O'Donnell it is that comes back with vigour, and Manly meet him with just as much. 10-metre gain really for Manly. Without the football, Williams a handoff, and it's come down for Nuasala to play the ball back on his own 20-metre line. Now for Kenny Dowell. Cherry Evans went in awkwardly, came out of it second best. And now for Maloney to kick, and there's a tackle on him, but it's waved away. It's okay to the officialdom. And this is Hiku. He comes back 35 away from his line. He's gone to Tashua. Tackled on the halfway line. Over on the eastern side, well accommodated. Just the ends are quite sparse. Play by Horo. Now for Kite. And Brent is held by Nuasala. Then the spin comes in, part of the wrestle. from Williams and Friend. Then for Lawrence, his first visit to finals football. Then Stewart playing it just outside 30. Kick from Cherry Evans back towards the middle. And Minicello getting underneath it. Former Golden Boot winner many years ago. He's worn the national colours, he's worn the state colours. That's Tuivasa-Sheck. And now the other winger, Tupou. Abundant speed to burn. And of course Jennings inside, one of them, Kenny Dowell the other. This is Moa, live and exclusive on 9 and Win and NBN. And a problem here for Moa. Ankle, that's Guerra. Not ankles, but down on his knees was Guerra. Played in the centres last weekend. Now Moa's gone back for attention. As Pearce clears, and Hiku goes back, watches it carefully, and has a lot of speed and a lot of evasive skills.
Ray said Moa leaving the field, and that's a big blow for them to have to make an interchange after just 2.5 minutes. Very physical start to this game, as we expect. And there's a big hit on Justin Horro from Sonny Bill Williams.
Matai, he'll love this. He'll love the collisions in this game. Now it's come away from Watmo and gone out the back and away to Cherry Evans. Now it's gone loose. Jamie Lyon picks it up. There's 6 more. And 40 metres out. And Moa's going up the tunnel, so it looks like they're going to have to do it with 16. Maybe I'm being premature.
Well, he had strapping on his left knee, Ray, and he's limping on that side. So just wondering whether that might be the problem for him. This inside pass, we'll get an update on that from Brad Fittler in a moment.
Brenton Lawrence, meantime, is there, just inside the 30-metre line. And then it goes from Thorin to Matai, back on the inside to the fullback, Hiku. And Williams comes over the top to assist his half-back in making the stoppage. Now for Thorin, here's Brenton Lawrence again. It's gone away from balance through Cherry Evans to Glenn Stewart to Jamie Lyon. And he'll play the ball 10 away. And a little knock on there. Brad Fittler on the sideline.
They spoke to Sam Moa. Could be a possible dislocation to the kneecap. So I'm not sure if it was his patella that was crook going into the game, but it doesn't look good.
Oh, I called that. No, he lost possession of it. Didn't have
Form
control.
up, boys. Form up.
Let's have a look at this. There seems to be some dispute on the face of Jamie Lyon. And I don't think...
Well, the referee has said that he's lost it in possession and it's gone into the Roosters' tackler.
Fair enough. That's a knock on. So the Roosters will come away from their 10. But listening to that report from Brad Fittler, it would seem fairly sure that Sam Moa's gone. They're going to have to do this with 16. Here's Williams, who was so good last weekend against South. Really stamped himself as one of the leading players in the game, I thought, with that performance alone. Kennedy is on, taking the place of Moa. Kennedy bound to Brisbane next year. This is O'Donnell. Then from the low. Then a lovely ball to Jennings. Now they pick up Tupou, but it's gone forward, off the hands.
Yeah, forward pass there from Michael Jennings. They did create some space down the left, but the Manly defence advanced quickly. Just looking at the Roosters interchange bench, Mitch Orbison, very experienced, gone back to the bench. He can play 80 minutes. And they did have 2 front rowers sitting on the bench in Dylan Napper and Martin Kennedy. So up front, they should be well served. It just means that probably Aidan Guerra and Mitch Orbison are going to have to play long minutes, and that shouldn't worry either player. So whilst they're down to 16, it's not unachievable.
The Roosters not gaining the ground they would have liked to, free of mistakes. Lyon playing the ball for Matai to use to Fua in what you might call the rainbow boots. And George comes through the half. Back on the inside. Well, he's not overawed, I'll say that about Peter. He's been quite outstanding with his presence and involvement so far. Glenn Stewart is taken by Maloney, and jumping in there is Jennings together with Guerra. Now Cherry Evans to Kite and back to Ballon, who I've found out there a couple of times, out near second receiver. Matt Ballon has gone now for and to kick, and Mincello did well. He's got a very good bounce though. Makes no difference. The enemy were coming. The cavalry was on its way.
He was perfectly positioned, Ray, wasn't he? Snapped it up very quickly. Knew exactly where the kick was coming.
Just repeating that the Sharks have gone through. They'll play the loser of this match. I would imagine that game will be here. They haven't made it official yet. The Melbourne game will be on Saturday against the losers, or the winner of tomorrow. And I would imagine the loser of this will play here against the Sharks, who got home in that controversial game we saw before the 6 o'clock news. When the Sharks were awarded a try on the 7th tackle. That's been admitted as an error. Todd Greenberg, a press release, apologising and saying that those errors should not happen.
Andrew Johns on the sideline down there. That kick went a long, long way. Is that breeze still strong as it was this afternoon?
Yeah, Gus, come from the south. It's well behind the Roosters. You saw that kick from Mitchell Pearce. Off the boot, it went about 80 metres.
Kite playing the ball. Foran going along his line and finding Matai. They tried to outnumber them. Tuivasa-Sheck said, "Here's the sideline, George. Come with me. I'll show you the sideline up close and personal."
That's a wonderful tackle from the young man. Coming back from injury tonight, George Tafua has been fantastic this year, especially in these kind of confrontations where he can use his upper body strength. Tuivasa-Sheck got the momentum towards the sideline and makes a very telling tackle for his side.
Let's go. Just make sure we're the same.
Not doing too badly, are we? From my point of view anyway. Wally Lewis leaves the broadcasting box and Peter Sterling joins Gus Gould upstairs. The boys continue on the sideline and Andrew Johns joins in down there. You're on Nine's exclusive coverage of the finals. Live exclusive coverage. Guerra playing the ball inside the 30-metre line. And this is O'Donnell. Pearce. Now the legs are snapped from under Nuasala by Horo, who gets back to second marker very quickly. And here's a little kick through from Maloney. A little challenge. Oh! Yes. Did Tuivasa-Sheck get the ball down? You'd think they have got it down by the celebration.
Up to tackle 5. Stop them anyway, eh? Have a try. Review onside and grounding.
That's Jared Sutton.
On first viewing, Ray, I'm very, very confident, as they are, the tricolours, that Tuivasa-Sheck has got first points. A pinpoint kick. Manly appeared to have numbers getting back, but Tuivasa-Sheck, he is lightning on his feet and has the advantage of the momentum of the chase, whereas the Manly defensive line have all come up and then have to turn around. Hiku coming across, Tuivasa-Sheck well inside the dead ball line. That will be the opening try if he is onside.
Well, he's had, I'm not sure how many centimetres, but probably 300 mil to spare.
And he was onside.
So here it is, the green lights. The Roosters take first try. (4-0) to the Roosters. They make a habit of picking up the first try.
Even though the fucking going for our legs and his hands free, just hold the ball. Hold the ball and get a good kick to us. Hold the ball.
First try scorer now 18 times in 25 games. And Tuivasa-Sheck, the young man that I refer to as the winger with the lightning feet, like he's the the Michael Jackson of rugby league. He's there, he's not there, he's there and he's not there. Brilliant to watch.
And for a side that have scored so many tries and points this season in comparative terms to other teams, they don't get many from the kick.
No, they don't, Peter. You're quite right. And here's Maloney's kick. Taking the paintwork. Brad Fittler sideline.
Well, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, what a start. He forced the error on Tafua, the much bigger man, drove him into the sideline, and then pounced on a beautiful kick from Jimmy Maloney. It was a great kick too. Jimmy Maloney, he had to bring him up on going deep into the line. That's a tough line to do. What a great put down by Roger.
Matai taking the kick off. And here's Kennedy rolling it back to the 20-metre line.
That's a very good point from Brad Fittler. Pretty much started the try and finished it, didn't he, Tuivasa-Sheck?
He's a crowd pleaser, to say the very least. Quicksilver on legs. I think I'll stay with Michael Jackson, though. Here's Williams. Friend, Maloney. And he stabs it down into the corner. And they're going to pick it up and bring it back out of that corner. Hiku. Very desirable place for the Roosters to put it. Williams finished the regular season equal leading try scorer with McManus and Simmons.
And that is the kind of set from the Roosters that you want to put together after scoring points. No mistakes coming out. A superb kick from Mitchell Pearce, and already Justin Horrow only gets to his own 20. 4 tackles against the opposition.
Watmo having a look. Lawrence. He's been quite a revelation this year. Loose ball though, towed at by Jennings, and Jennings has got the football. Jennings playing it on the 20-metre line, and it's battle stations for Manly again. Pearce, and he decides to surrender. Friend using O'Donnell's decoy to take a bit of heat away. And then he thought, I might be able to pinch this try. Minicello for Pearce. Pearce deep for a bat on from Maloney. Perfect bat on. Out to Tupou! Tupou reaches out. No. Definitely no, says the referee.
This right-hand defence from Manly can be very, very vulnerable. They do come up and in quickly. Tupou had plenty of space. They get across in cover defence this time. Peter Hiku very, very tough over the top there. Prevented the try, but I think you'll see more play coming to the Roosters left, looking to get outside Jamie Lyon and David Williams.
Just make sure Jennings gets all the way in there, mate.
Michael, I need you to bind him, okay? Make sure. Anthony, bind him inside, boys.
Ben Cummins,
Ren, bind him in.
the senior
Okay, let's
referee
go,
in this
Bender.
combination with Jared Sutton, Steve Clark and Luke Patton on video referee duty tonight. Referees will be on tenterhooks, I would imagine, after what could only be described as unacceptable and rather a debacle in that first game.
Yeah, who's looking after the time clock in this one?
That's the other problem.
We need a timekeeper.
Here it is.
I'll count the tackles, I'll let you know.
Brent Kite. Ballon playing about his 2000s consecutive game. I think it's up in the mid-150s actually. Matt Ballon, consecutive games. Luke Douglas, I think, leads the profession. Just incredible, given the brutality of this game. Away now for Lawrence. Lawrence is met by O'Donnell and Kennedy. So Manly down at 4-0. Watmo sees what he thinks is a possible opening. Now they go to Foran. He puts a kick in under the tackle of Friend, and it's taken brilliantly by Tuivasa-Sheck. And he's in the field of play.
Well, he got great support from his teammates there, Tuivasa-Sheck. He was going back into the in-goal areas. Manly now muscle up in defence. But his teammates got in behind him and kept him in the field of play. That's Sean Kennedy-Dale tackle. O'Donnell.
Williams Interesting record, isn't it? 6 times they've met in finals. And there's a penalty going here to the Roosters, which they will enjoy. 6 times in finals, and the Roosters have won only 1 in 75.
We've got Sam Moa running along the sideline, so that augurs very well. We've got Steve Matai limping for the Manly team out at left centre. He's just received some attention, still receiving some now, and he's in some discomfort.
Well, whatever the problem was with Sam Moa, he's found the right medic. Kennedy now, almost to halfway. And this is O'Donnell. Losing Warringah is a blow to any team, even the Roosters. But to welcome back a player like O'Donnell is an enormous bonus, if I can put it that way. Here's Pearce.
Look at that right-hand defence from Manly again, racing up very quickly. There's Jared cooling his heels on the sideline.
Down to the 20-metre line on tackle 5 now. And this kick over towards Tafua. It's come to ground, and Tafua comes out with the ball, which went loose behind him, and they haven't.
No advantage, you're too close there. Over here.
It's ruled there was no advantage.
Right there.
And turnover. No advantage to Manly. So he's called Tafua back. Tafua was about to have another go. Out to the 20-metre line. Roosters, as I said, have won both games this year. Significant factors in those games. Foran and Maloney did not play for their respective sides in the most recent game. And in round 9, Warringah was sent off in the 68th minute. Cherry Evans inside the 40. You heard the call. It's rolling. Yeah, he got there in time. Tuivasa Shet. And immediately is met by Foran. Minicello. Cherry Evans leads by example, and so does Stewart. The Roosters, right now they know they're in the game. They're in a real contest here. That's Tupou.
Oh yeah, Manly are a tough football team, and they'll come after them. They will not give up, and this will be physical.
Friend, Kennedy, Minicello, he tried to pop in through a hole. 5 gone, 30 out from their own line. And Foran's a little bit groggy in back play. Pearce kicks long. Peku brings it back outside 30. He should make 40. He does. And Brad Fittler, what's the story on Moa?
Spoke to Dr. John Orchard. They believe he subluxed his kneecap, which means it dislocates and pops back in. They're going to sit him on the sideline, test it out over the next 10 or 20 minutes, and if they need him, I think he might be able to get reused. It's Maloney down as well at the moment. He's copped a knock.
Anthony, get back on the 10 metres. No, I'll let you know.
So there's a chance we might be recycling Moa.
There might be a chance. I saw I walked behind him down the tunnel. He wasn't walking freely at all, but I watched him go up and down the sideline, and it's getting better and better. I know for a fact that it's strapped an awfully lot tighter than it was before going into the sheds.
Well, there are plenty out there at the moment who aren't walking well. This is Maloney taking the hip of David Williams. Steve Matai is still not 100% on the far side, and Kieran Foran has now gone in behind the defensive line to get not only a drink, but just to free himself up. It's taken a while for him to get back after taking a knock at the other end of the field.
And Maloney's collided with the hip here. That's a very hard part of your body, and he's shaken up. He's drinking from the bottle though and tilting the head back, so he should be with us very shortly. Won't be the only injuries in these games, I'll tell you. They are ripping into each other, these two teams.
14 is Fayoso. He will play the ball right in centre ground. Richie Fayoso. Now for Watmo. Anthony Jake Watmo. AJW. Now comes away. Here's Hiku into his back line again. On the 30-metre line. 5 gone. Manly shaping to kick, and Lyon does that. And it goes bouncing down and away into the corner. And the Manly player thought there was a foot on the line. It was David Williams.
I think he was complaining about interference, Ray, as well, in the chase, that he got run off the ball illegally.
Almost a quarter of the game gone. And look at it. I mean, it's just brutal stuff, isn't it? Good stuff. Fayoso, that time. The 15 was Kennedy.
You wouldn't think both sides have got a second chance in this final series, would you? They've put a high price on this victory.
Oh, no way.
Penalty goes to the
You're
Roosters.
flopped in and then you're pushing down.
Well, that undoes a lot of the good work that they had just achieved at that end of the field in defence. 4 tackle, Richie Fayoso would have gone on too long in the tackle. This is David Williams complaining, and he's right. James Maloney is not allowed to do that. You can't change his course.
No, you're right. Maloney was not pursuing the football. What he did was okay, provided you're both pursuing the football, but he only had eyes for the other player. Andrew John sideline.
You can tell it's semi-final footy. The fans are screaming, but the brutality down here on the sideline, some of the collisions, the players playing injured, just whacking each other, it's great to watch.
Do you want a jumper?
No thanks.
Williams now with a little swerve off his right and then off his left. He'll play the ball on the 30-metre line. And here is Maloney cutting out to Nuasalo and gone to Kenny Dow. 20 metres out now. Watmo the tackler. Williams again. Now comes away through Maloney, out to Pearce and on to Minicello. Catch pass. Jennings, Tupou out of the, over the sideline. Second attempt they've had. That defence on Manly's right side, holding firm. Little pat on the head for the 19, replacing Brett Stewart.
And Manly are not silly. Now the Roosters are going to come at them here. See how they've got a short defence line, but Lyon backs away. Once he realises the ball's gone past him, Jamie Lyon is them to cover defender. Plenty of scrambling back there, plenty of white jerseys, and they cover them up and bundle them into touch for the second time. So it's a good battle. Roosters left-hand attack, Manly right-hand defence. They know it's coming. They're making adjustments.
Roosters.
This is why it's top of the table stuff.
He's a wonderful player, isn't he, Jamie Lyon? That was a copyable cover tackle. And then he had time to realise that Peter Hiku had come across the top to help him, take him into touch, give him a little pat on the head, the youngster, even though Lyon had already done the damage. He was trying to make the young bloke feel good, build up his confidence, because this is going to be a long night. This is going to be an endurance test. I don't even know if Cadell Evans would get a run here. Tight.
Pretty sure he wouldn't.
Watmo away to the 14 for Fayoso and back and away for Stewart to go to Jamie Lyon. And Lyon got a ball away. David Williams, 19 for the year in the regular season. Oh, he's put it on the inside for Jerry Evans. And he has put it down. It wasn't easy. Williams pats him on the head as if to say, my fault, my pass.
It wasn't easy, and the pass wasn't great, but Daly Cherry Evans takes his eye off this football at a key moment. What an effort here from Jamie Lyon to get both defenders interested and put his wingman away. Cherry Evans back on the inside, the cover is coming, and the pass is delivered behind him. Well, maybe he looks away after it's already gone to ground. This will show it.
Almost looks like he gave up on it.
Did he knock it on or knee it?
Oh, I thought he needed it, to be honest with you, but then again, I'm also wondering whether it might have been a shade forward anyway. Certainly, it floated forward.
Well, there's plenty of good scrambling defence here, so they put pressure on David Williams to come up with a perfect pass, and he didn't do it. It was still great play by Jamie Lyon to get to the outside. He sucked in Jennings and Tupou and put Williams away.
So the Roosters using one of the young wingers to bring it away out to the 20, but he ran into a roadblock. Daniel Tupou. That's how you can follow us on Facebook if you'd like. And on Twitter, that's where you go. Is that the right lingo, Gus? I'm not sure.
Are you on Twitter, Rabbits?
No, I said, is that the right lingo, though? That's what you go to.
That's what the young'uns say.
Here's a kick from, where was it, Peter? Inside 40?
It would have gone upstairs to have a look. It was that close, but Peter Hickley knew that it was very tight, so he made sure that he kept it in. Can't beat Mitchell Pearce centre field. Jamie Buhrer about to come into this game for the Manly side.
Tafua. 21 years this year. Peter's been my first officer. We haven't crashed yet. What, Mo? Have we?
That's it, fate, Mo. That's some fun.
Bureau played that ball. Manly down the right side. Here's Williams again. Tackled on the 30-metre line.
Superb work again by Jamie Lyon. Gee, that was brilliant.
Cherry Evans got a checkered passage after the kick. It stops for him nicely in goal. They've got themselves a line drop out. I thought they might have got a penalty, actually.
Brilliant, brilliant work by Jamie Lyon. Set of 6 expertly finished off. Manly fans happy with that. Jamie Lyon is brilliant at getting his winger away. Watch this work. Out of dummy, half dummy. He finds Nuasala offside. Jennings out of position. Tupou. Williams does well not to force a bad pass. And then on last play, Daly Cherry Evans, who's growing more and more as a player every time he goes around, puts in the perfect kick. Maloney can't get it into the field of play. More pressure for the Roosters. This is a cracking game of football.
And this is a cracking centre.
Time you run here, Daniel.
This is one hell of a footballer you're looking at. The killer.
Mitchell Orbison coming on for the Roosters. Play left side for them, Maloney. It's a high one, but not particularly deep. Jamie Buhrer gets his first touch.
30 away. Ballon giving it to Watmore. He's come away again, and it's with Cherry Evans, and he double pumps, and then Hiku takes them on out wide. He's 9 metres away from that line. And so it's with Cherry Evans then to Glenn Stewart. There was a decoy took off, Richie Payosa across the ground, and then is picked up there by Buhrer. Jamie playing in 20 in the headgear. Ballon in the maroon headgear, and then Foran to Matai. That little question mark, and you heard the Roosters fans groan, and Steve is hurt.
Okay, I've got that. Can you just check it as well, please?
Well, it's a combination tackle between Mitchell Pearce and Sean Kenny Dow that has dazed Steve Matai.
There he's inviting a little bit of time here for a review.
Hey,
Yeah, feel as though he was taken high, he was. So he just gives the officials a bit of time to get this right. This will be a penalty.
The first one is the one that might convict Mitchell of a high tackle. Yeah, it's got him across the nose and bounced down. I thought it might have come up off the ball. And the trainer,
I've got it, mate. I've got
trainer's got his hands up in the air.
Yeah, mate, I've got it.
Got him right on the button.
No, yeah, I've got it, mate.
Well, we know that he has a chronic problem up with that neck area, top of the neck, with the top of the shoulder into the neck.
We just checked.
He must have an insatiable passion for this game, Steve
No, it's not
Matai.
bad. We just checked that, okay? It's injured.
Plays
And
with
he's
pain every
confirmed that it
week.
was what I've seen, so that's why we're going just to penalty, all right?
Minicello, the captain,
Yeah.
half-pipe, putting his case before the referees hand down their judgment. You know, don't get me wrong, Steve Matai, he's always down injured, but he doesn't ask for any favours, he doesn't give any favours, he just plays it so tough. But the number of times you see him in that position, nursing this shoulder or whatever it is, this nerve at the top of the shoulder and the neck. There's the penalty, high shot against Pearce.
Well, no thoughts of a kick at goal. They're after a try.
They're big game hunters, Gus. kill a lion in the team, you go hunting big game. And here is Cherry Evans. He showed it to Glenn Stewart. Faded across the back of him. And he lost the ball there, and it's a penalty to Manly.
Right there.
Which Orbison might rue the fact there that he said to the referee he's lost the ball. The referee said yes he did, it was taken from him. We're going to give him a penalty. Here's Watmo now. 2 metres out from the line. Ballon back beautifully. Dummy half work, and the 14 is close for Yoso.
Cherry Evans receiving attention in behind play, so he's not part of this attacking raid.
Foran is though, and Hiku comes in, and then it goes to Matai. The ball to ground, back to Hiku. It's a couple of metres out from the line. Third tackle gone. Matai dummy half in pain. Bureau back, Ballon now, headgear to headgear. 15 out to the line. Bureau again. Now for Cherry Evans. Then for Glenn Stewart, spinning, turning, pirouetting, getting the ball to Bureau again. He's tackled on tackle number 5, that was. Here's Foran, puts the kick in, it's there! It's there! Is there a hand on it? Is there a Manly hand with downward pressure?
I've got no try.
No try, says referee Cummins.
Well, Horro and Steve Matai are both in the vicinity, but neither man got up showing any elation. In fact, Steve Matai is still struggling with that problem up on his left shoulder. Again, Kieran Foran kicking for the outside men. They're just onside. And it's into a vacant little area there behind Sean Kenny Dow. Justin Horro puts the arms out. Nobody gets it as yet. Keep coming through, and Mitchell Pearce actually comes from behind at some stage.
That looks like a Manly hand there.
Matai with his left hand. I don't think that Horro's touched it prior to that.
Let's have a closer look at this. This has got some hope.
It's intriguing, isn't it? Horro hasn't got that. That's Kenny Dow. That's missed.
No, Matai's missed it.
And Matai's missed it.
But he doesn't miss the next time, I don't
I
think.
think Mitchell Pearce comes and saves the day at the end. He's the man who...
Yeah, well, he's grounded it. So it's important because it could be a line dropout. The worst result here would be a 20-metre tap for Manly, as far as Manly's concerned. But I don't think Horro gets his hand to it here. That's all Kenny Dow. They're looking to see whether Matai's left hand comes down on the ball, but I don't believe it has.
No,
I think his legs knocked that.
He misses it, yeah.
The hand comes down behind the ball.
That's exactly the illusion that's been created. Andrew Johns on the sideline.
Yeah, I was just wondering if the video ref was looking at Minicello's boot there also.
Indiscriminate kicking. Not allowed.
Yeah.
It's an interesting, another interesting point of view.
We might get the video referee to explain that.
It's confirmed the on-field decision of no try, but because of Anthony Minicello's boots, dangerous play, it'll be no try and penalty to Manly.
Well done, Andrew Johns.
Thanks, Rabs. That's why I'm on the big bucks.
That's right. That's why you're getting all that money. Steve Clark telling us exactly what Andrew Johns predicted. An indiscriminate kick to save a try. Not allowable. Victim Matai probably, or Horro.
Well, that's 3 penalties in a row now that the Roosters have given away just to save points. And they'll keep giving away penalties. It's been something they're good at all year.
This is Horro.
Manly will just have to remain really patient here. They're close.
It's 3 metres out. And Foran goes to Cherry Evans, to Hiku. He floats it to David Williams. He's been a problem child for them. Not for Manly, but for the opposition. Close to that corner. Played by the Wolfman. Cherry Evans got it away and then offered a run around for Anthony Watmo. But this defence is just so rock solid. And Manly at the moment finding it impregnable. Cherry Evans falling. Pulled down 2 metres out. Nail-biting stuff. Down 4-0. Manly striving to break through this wall of iron the Roosters have set up again. Balance. And the Roosters It was Mitchell Pearce saving the day there. There was a groan from some of the Manly people. They thought there might have been a tiny knock on there. Kenny Dowler's with the ball.
Well, what a game. Manly threw absolutely everything at the Roosters there, and the Roosters have turned them away and now won a penalty.
Go.
That is gutsy stuff from the minor premiers, because Manly didn't do a whole lot wrong. They threw plenty at them. They've got a lot of tricks in their repertoire, and they threw absolutely everything they had at the Roosters goal line there. 3 penalties in a row, back-to-back sets of 6. A line drop out in there as well, and the Roosters repel them. Now, if the Roosters can go down the other end and score, it's going to be a big 10 minutes of play right there.
Well, that was absorbing stuff, wasn't it? We've seen 2 of the best halves in the business. Cherry Evans and Foran mounting attack after attack, but they couldn't break them.
Tackle 2.
Got a problem with a player down.
Yeah, it's Richie Fayoso. And unfortunately, we've seen Richie in this position before.
We'll take a break and come back in just a moment. So we're back at Allianz. I won't tell you it's a capacity crowd, no way in the world, but there's a lot of people sitting up in the height of the grandstands where we are. We're at the absolute top of the grandstand on the western side, and Richie Fayoso being brought off. But these seats up here is brought about by the double header. There'd be a lot of Roosters and Manly people right up there in the bleachers, and then you'll see some more vacant blue seats down where the Cronulla people were watching the earlier game.
And as Richie Fayoso prepares to leave us tonight, the good news this morning, of course, is around Sisawonga, the Melbourne winger.
Oh yes,
who was in Westmead Hospital overnight, cleared of any serious damage. There was some concern that there might be a disc problem, but it was very good news after a spectacular accident last night.
There's been a lot of discussion about that on Open Line today. I do an Open Line program myself, and a lot of people wanted to talk about that. Dylan Farrell, I'm positive it was an accident, but what in fact he was placed on report for was the danger of the tackle, in that he tackled Sisawonga before he actually had the ball. So that was the official answer. You can tackle an attacking player, but he's got to have the ball. It's as simple as that. Well, I don't think Dylan meant any malice about it.
He actually didn't tackle. He just made contact.
Well, he made contact, but he didn't have the football in his grasp at the time. So, Richard Fayoso, there's the indication to the family. I'm okay. I'm okay. It's appropriate. Are you okay?
Anthony.
I'm okay.
Tackle 2.
That day was made aware and recognised and celebrated during the week. Are you okay? It's a great day, as a matter of fact.
Now, after a break last night for the Wonga contention, South Sydney conceded a try immediately afterwards because of that. Well, I think because of that break. Manly need to steel themselves now if they don't make the same mistake.
It's gone out to Williams, lurking out in the deep. He played the ball 20 metres away from the Manly line. And Pearce puts one through. Minicello chases, gathered in by Hiku.
And that too was great positional play by Hiku. He recognised that Minicello was the man they were kicking for and positioned himself well. Pretty good for the youngster.
Here's Lyon again, giving David Williams a sniff of space, and then a brilliant cover tackle coming across Maloney. But still Williams did well to hook the feet up and stay in the field of play. And Buhrer is under that tackle right on halfway. Bell in the dummy half. He services George Rose, and Rose is able to take it up to the 40-metre line. Roosters in. It's still 4-0. We've had 32 minutes of play. Horror. Cherry Evans kicking, and Foran is the runner. Foran's the runner. It bounces out in no man's land, and Friend it is that's held close to the line by Glenn Stewart. These Roosters wingers, they come in and they make themselves useful in this situation. And this is the other one now, Tupou.
This game is so tight. The next try scorer is very, very important. The way the Roosters are defending, you wouldn't want them to get 10 points in front.
The clearing kick fairly early on by Jake Friend is gathered up by the fullback for Manly. And I repeat, not Brett Stewart, but Peter Hiku.
And that will be Jake Friend's last contribution in this opening half. Daniel Mortimer out there now as George Tafua makes it to his own 40. Taken by Mitchell Orbison.
So Watmo to the halfway line. Jamie Buehrer. Forward. That line is the 30-metre line. That's the wide shot. That's where they are, down the middle. And Cherry Evans kicks and kicks high. Cello's had an air swing that's gone straight through the net. Tuivasa-Sheck is trapped. Horro chased and tackled. Anthony put the net out, but the fish went straight through the bottom of it.
Well, that was a brilliant kick. That ball spiralled so well. I'm just wondering whether or not a scrum 10 metres out isn't a better advantage than a line drop out here. It should be a knock-on against Minicello and a scrum 10 metres out. I would rather win a scrum 10 metres out. There goes Minicello, he drops it. Should be a knock-on right there rather than the line drop out, because the line drop out can find touch. It can go 50 metres. Manly should be claiming a scrum 10 metres out. This is a bad decision.
Well, on the surface it appears a bad decision, and you would think that that was the first infringement, the knock-on. I know exactly what you're talking. Now it's gone 50 metres.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This will be tackle 1 40 metres out. That'd have been tackle 1 5 metres out from the scrum win.
Well, common sense tells you they got it wrong. Now Manly knock-on.
Well, there you go. That's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. And I know they've had a bad day and you don't want to pick on them, and I don't want to incite people.
Well, they must have deemed that he didn't knock on.
Well, how could he not have knocked it on?
Well, they must have thought, not this bloke, we're talking about Minicello.
How could he have not knocked it on? Of course he knocked it on.
Well, it might have gone straight through, as I said, jokingly, it might have gone straight through the net.
Looks like a knock on to me.
Well, I don't know.
Hit him, Peter.
They don't think it is. They're not idiots. Well, there's a possibility, that's right.
You looked at me.
No, you were looking at me.
Only because I like you.
O'Donnell. Guerra. Mortimer. Williams. Maloney. Minicello. Ooh, that was under the rib cage, and Jamie Lyon grabbed him like one of those pigs that he hunts down. Wrestled him down. Oh, now Tupou, was he involved in a challenge, or was he just floating through the air, making a menace of himself? George Tafua, taken and put away by the Roosters. Couple of metres out from the Manly line. And Williams cooks a big shot from Napa and Mortimer, particularly Napa. Now Matai out to the 20-metre line. Good game this. A real grind between possibly the top two sides in the competition. I said possibly Souths and Melbourne. There's a kick through from Jerry Evans, a regather by four, and he gives it to Orbison.
Wow.
But Orbison plays for the opposition. Now Orbison carries it 7 back inside enemy territory.
Wow, big moment right there. Look out. Look out.
Pearce, long, lofted, Tupou on Williams. Williams beaten, and then eventually he's pulled down Tupou, and it goes from the dummy half Minicello to Jennings to Maloney. They're 20 metres away from the Manly line. Mortimer it is. O'Donnell he finds. On it goes to Pearce. Along the line to Guerra. Guerra on. Here Orbison hesitates.
Brilliant defence.
9 metres away from the line. Half-time's only a matter of a minute away or so. O'Donnell tries to back his way through. In fact, 2 minutes out from the break. Manly, can they hang on here? They put it into the in goal. Hickle will be tackled. Line drop out.
Well, the Roosters have soaked up a mountain of pressure at their own end of the field. Now they get to have last say in this first half as Manly will be forced to defend their line. Lovely little kick over the top. Foran gets it. Here's a voice. But it's a player from the opposition in Orbison. And back it goes the other way. Heku, he's been terrific at the back. Saved a couple of tries with his defence. Positional play, brilliant. Replacing Brett Stewart, such an important player in this Manly side, but doing himself proud. Manly have got to hold on. One set of 6 before the break. They won't want this Roosters team to get 10 in front. This is a big set of 6 right here.
Just over a minute to the break. Can the Roosters enlarge their lead, or can Manly hang on? O'Donnell, Manly dealt it out for about 10 or 12 minutes in this first half. That is a knock-on. That is a knock-on from Mitchell Pearce. And only 45 seconds or less than that to go.
Stay
in the first half.
Stay down.
Well, of the 3 semi-finals we've seen so far, this is by far and away the best standard of game that we've seen in both attack and defence, and it's only 4-0. We've only seen 1 try, and that came from a grubber kick into the corner, which was put down centimetres inside the in goal. So both these sides have put a very high price on their goal line. The attack's been scintillating, the defence has been better.
Cherry Evans coming away. There's 30 seconds to go on our clock. I hope it's synchronised with the other clock, the one that broke down, or whatever happened to it at the tail end of the previous game. Watmo playing the ball, coming up to the last play of the first half. 4 and it is, with a matter of 6 or 7 seconds to go. To Cherry Evans, I thought he was going to go high to the air, he put it through the hands, and Glenn Stewart gets it away to Jamie Lyon, who desperately gives it on to David Williams, who's tackled, and that is the first half. What a half of football. Okay, there weren't a lot of tries. One in fact, to Tuivasa-Sheck at the 10th minute, but the purists would be loving this. Brad Fiddler with Anthony Minicello.
How was that, Mini?
Yeah, mate, it's pretty frantic, very fast game. And we knew it was going to be physical. Our defence is holding strong, and we just got to keep working hard and hold the ball, and hopefully we can come away with the win.
Good luck, brother.
Thanks, mate.
Holden half-time is coming up. Sterlo, Andrew Johns, Cameron, they take us through the first half stats. The VB hard-earned highlights. Player Cam, Sonny Bill Williams. NRL Finals football on this Super Saturday in September. Where else but on the home of the big-time sport, Channel 9. Ben Cummins about to call us back on. Left to right then. The Roosters sending it down into the corner for Foran to ask Jamie Buhrer to take it back towards the 20-metre line. And then Foran runs a play down the blind side. And on 2 plays, they've come 35 metres away from their line, so they're basically outside the danger zone on 2 plays. And now Watmo will play it getting up close to the halfway on the 3rd. Ballon brings it along. 7 or 8 metres into Roosters territory. So this has been a nice start, really, the second half. First set for Manly. Buhrer to play it. Ballon the dummy half. Cherry Evans the kicker. Minicello has taken it in 4. These 2 kids, they play with such exuberance. Richie Fayoso, that's a good sight. Looks like a little bit of a gash on the top of the head there, but he's back watching the game.
He's a ferocious defender, Kieran Foran. He throws every ounce of his body into the opposition. Such a tough kid. There's not much of him, but gee whiz, he throws it all on the line.
Orbison at at the 30-metre line. That's O'Donnell out to the 40 against this team. It's pretty much a great effort if you can make 10 and then another 10. They don't give you that opportunity very often. This fellow's been absolutely brilliant, Hiku. Well, the clean-up work in particular.
A lesser team than Manly would be very frustrated that they've had all that attacking football and haven't come up with a try. But they're a very experienced group. They've been in some big games before. A lot of teams would get very frustrated and start trying to reinvent the wheel and come up with something extra and start making mistakes. 32,747. I guess that counts for both games, does it? The double header, or is that
yes,
just
it
tonight?
does. It would have to. They only gave out the one ticket for both, but gee, I would have thought they've attracted. Oh well, of course, a lot of them will stay for the 2 games. You're quite right. Oh, Watmo has put it down.
Gee whiz.
Manly had a wonderful opportunity there.
Sorry, Gus. Wonderful touch finder from Daly Cherry Evans. Put them down here. He almost pulls out of this. Oh no, it's a pass way out in front of him, but it wasn't a great attempt to catch it.
When you're hitting the ball up off the dummy half, the last thing you want to think about is reaching for the ball. So it was a bad pass. But that's the second time. They did one just before half-time off the line dropout. Just dropped it cold on tackle 2 for no reason. They're killers in the games of this nature.
Kenny Dow. Mitchell Orbison now. 30-metre line. Napa. He's made massive progression, hasn't he? Dylan Napa. It's play on, and Mortimer it is. It sneaks away over the halfway line. Pearce. Napa. 5 and last for the Roosters. And Maloney kicks high down towards Williams. Well, I'll be damned. Tupou came down.
He's
with
a
it.
10.
And then he fell on the ground. A hand was placed on him. It's changeover.
Did he catch that?
I don't know. I think he did.
He's a wonderful target, isn't he? Tupou, he climbs high here, gets the football.
Wow.
That
What
was
a
incredible. He was that high. I'll be honest with you. I lost him with the backdrop of the crowd.
But he was running so fast too, and swiveled and turned, and that's a brilliant take. There's Big Georgie. Goes son.
Watmo feeding to Stewart and on to Cherry Evans and Williams. He desperately needed him coming inside. A tad earlier probably. Lyon drifting across the ground. He fends away from Napa. He fends away from O'Donnell. It's like a sparring match. Now it's gone out to Cherry Evans, and Cherry Evans goes down to the 30-metre line. Tackled by Maloney. Lyon, the dummy half. Glenn Stewart carries the ball to Watmo. Short, Ballon long. And it's with Horro. Out the back it goes. And it's come down to Guerra. And Guerra will play the ball on his own 40-metre line.
He knew if he could get the ball back, Horro. They had numbers on the outside, but unfortunately was picked up by a Rooster. But that's the sort of desperation that can creep into your game when you feel like you desperately need a try.
Tuivasa Sheck. Luke O'Donnell. James Maloney. Mortimer. Williams. He hasn't been able to put that big print on the game thus far like he did last weekend. The kick from Pearce. Down, handball back by Tuivasa Sheck. Kick by Kenny Dow. And wowee. It's a penalty to Manly. 10 metres he's saying, so he must have been in front of the kicker.
Just wait. Daniel.
Roger.
No, just wait, Roger, sorry. Wait there, wait there. Hey, just sit there. Hey, I'll tell you when you go over there.
Wait for the foot.
A big turnaround there in that decision, wasn't it? They got it right.
Bureau. (4-0) half-time score. Not often do you see half-time scores as low as that, quite obviously, but in a game of this quality, it's not a great surprise as Watmo is able to spin away and will play the ball about 8 metres on his own side of the halfway. For Ballon, Stewart, Rose is outside him, they leave him out, they go to Terry Evans, who gets rid of one, Maloney went up too quick. And Ballon now, again to Watmo. And Watmo stands and backloads it to Ballon, who downloads it. And it's come from Terry Evans back to Hiku, who played on the 30-metre line. Roosters into the ground. They've got to get 4, they've got to get 6, they've got to get something. And Jamie Lyon kicks across the ground. There's a chaser! Foran was flying through.
Check it, Jerry.
And we have a look to see where he's going to restart this.
Yep.
Wondering if there's a push from Kieran Foran.
Have no try. Want to review Williams, whether he's a blocker on Foran and prevents him getting to the ball.
Well, he wants to check if Sonny Bill Williams has illegally taken out Kieran Foran in the chase for the ball. I don't know that what he did was illegal, but let's have a look at it on review.
They were going for the offside for a start.
Yeah, they were going to chase a kick off Cherry Evans, but he went to Lyon. Lyon beautifully kicks back in field. I don't think anyone's offside there from that shot. Although they're going to the wider shot. It's hard to say they're offside. Pretty much line ball. Now Foran through. Sonny Bill Williams comes through.
No, he's done nothing
He's
wrong at all.
He's fine.
He's entitled to do that. He's entitled to do that, surely.
He's fine.
And it comes off Sonny Bill's knee, so it will be the line dropout restart.
Absolutely.
And Kieran was probably closer to giving a penalty than Williams was. They can, as I said earlier, they can jostle in pursuit of the football. Hips and the arms and so forth, but you can't push in the back. And he didn't. I didn't say that, but he went close. And there's Kieran saying it came off him, sir.
Yeah, they just need to make sure they don't get frustrated, Manly, up against this defence of the Roosters. Plenty of time left in this game, and they'll have another chance now.
Goal line, boys.
No try, goal line dropout, sideline comment.
Brilliant kick by Jamie Lyon now. I've got to say, looking at that high shot, I thought Kieran Foran was offside.
Said like a true Rooster, Freddie.
James behind the line. You all right, mate?
Tonight is the 18th time this season that the Roosters have kept their opposition scoreless in the first half of a game, or in a half of a game. Tremendous defensive record, isn't it?
Watmo, 5 times they've kept the team. Oh, Manly, they're bringing themselves undone. Watmo lost it. I can't blame him for that previous drop ball. It was an awful pass to give him. But he's put this one down.
That might be his third. I think Anthony Watmo was the one before half-time that put it down. So he's not having a happy night. We know he's playing under duress. He's got an injury. Gee whiz.
Okay, behind him in, Anthony, please.
Some days are diamonds, some days are stone.
Yeah, put it in, put it in.
Drawing to its conclusion. Australia's Got Talent, 6:30 tomorrow night. A clash back there between SBW and AJW. That was significant. That was significant. That piece of work by Sonny Bill on Anthony. And here he is now, hitting it hard. But immediately Ballon is there with Watmo. That's significant as well. And then Pearce turning it back for Guerra. O'Donnell sweeping it, Williams giving it, and here's Maloney. Evans has got him by the scruff of the neck and pulled him down. Now Pearce. Up goes Hiku, and he's come down with it again. He's put him just about to every test. This is Ballon scampering away.
And the only man we haven't seen tonight, about to come on, well, Bretton Lawrence is out there now, and Tom Simons about to come up against his old club in his biggest game.
You're trying to put four through a narrow gap, but all these narrow gaps they're closing.
Tom Simons is the sort of man who can get through a narrow gap.
Here's Glenn Stewart with an opportunity.
He's a really good ball runner, likes to hit the hole.
Jamie Lyon rolling it down a narrow corridor, and it crosses the line.
He's a freak, Jamie Lyon.
4-0 the score, a break and back. Roosters is the chant. Breeze still strong out of the east southeast.
Jamie, head all the way in. Head in Mitchell. Jake, blind. Feed. Out.
The exclusive live coverage of this second qualifying final on 9, and a penalty goes to the Roosters.
High shot on Michael Jennings from Tom Simons.
I was about to say that maybe this fellow might be the game breaker. And he gives a penalty to the opposition, who gladly say thank you.
Well, it's getting to the point now where, you know, Manly are getting frustrated they can't get the points, and Roosters with their defence, if they can be next to score, they could well defend that in the game. There's a drop ball.
And a knock on from Jake Friend.
Wow. Well, this is just sheer pressure. Look, was that Tom Simons who came in to do that? They're all patting him on the back. Some big defence there. They're ripping in these two teams. That's Watmoe and Simons. So the two fellas that caused the problems, Watmoe and Simons, are in there to make up for it. This is give and take, isn't it? They're this real stand and deliver stuff.
Cherry Evans for Lyon. Lyon away. Williams with it. Tries to go between Tupou and Jennings. Put down almost on halfway. Over on the far side. And Glenn Stewart. 8 metres into Roosters territory. So here they come again, Manly. Up towards the brick wall. And here is Hiku. Tackle 30 metres out. Third tackle gone, and Tom Simons is with the ball. He's also got a bit of company taking him to the ground. Williams and O'Donnell, nice couple to meet. And then around the back from Cherry Evans, and it's out with Glenn Stewart again. He flick passes for Jamie Lyon. He tries to get rid of Orbison, but he's not going to. Ballon, Cherry Evans keeps it on the ground this time. Bounces good for Minicello. 4 and tried to get one on him, but eventually Lawrence made the tackle.
Well, we're talking about the brick wall of the Roosters defensive line, and rightly so, but the Manly side hasn't conceded a line break as yet. They're still behind on the scoreboard. Closest we've seen of late was when James Maloney nearly sliced through, but he was collared by Valley Cherry Evans. As Daniel Tupou gets rid of 1, can't get rid of 3.
Sam Moa's gone back into the game, and Luke O'Donnell has come off, and this is Sam with the ball. Can you believe this? It sounds agonising, doesn't it? He's dislocated a kneecap in the opening seconds of the game, and he's back out there playing at this level of rugby league.
Again, a speculator pass there from Hiku. There's just a little bit of desperation now starting to appear in the Manly play. They're trying to force the odd pass. They only need 1 try to win if they keep the defence up, so they shouldn't panic yet.
Bura, you can understand frustration though, can't you?
Well, something's got to give. Someone's got to crack, and that's the test of this level of football.
Here's Simons. got him out wide, the big bloke.
He lost it.
He's lost the ball, so he's had an auspicious entry. Penalty he gave away a few minutes ago. Now he's put one down.
Yeah, and that's the pressure trying to make something happen. They're only 4 behind. I know they feel as though that it's slipping away from them, but I mean, the opposition's only scored 1 try and it's been from a kick, so I just get the feeling one of these two teams is about to crack.
Jeff Tuvey, Manly coach, Churchill medalist as a player, captain New South Wales. Tuivasa Sheck now. That chant in the background is Roosters, Roosters. Their club membership has gone up to record levels. Their merchandising record levels. Their television ratings have gone up. Everything has gone up, and I think it comes back to what I thought Sonny Bill Williams in the main. Jennings has banged down. Orbison now. Close to the halfway line for Friend. Now Moa. And up he goes. Still getting the feeling limping a little bit, but he's a gutsy man. Can handle. Oh, Tafua puts it down. Now the Roosters are going to get possession 15 metres out from the line.
Could that be the moment? He's got through saying waiting for one of these two teams to crack it. It had to come. Now they've got to defend their goal line to erase the error from Tafua.
He never looked comfortable underneath that, and the Roosters players coming through, whilst they didn't interfere, he saw them coming in his peripheral vision, and that was enough to put him off. The ball was wavering as well when it got to him.
Just looking at the stats, the tackle counts are almost the same, 221, 223. Errors big against the Roosters, or beg your pardon, missed tackles, 13 to 4. So here they go, the Roosters with Kenny Dowell, 15 out from the line, and then Maloney, and now Jennings, the outside inside. Cherry Evans has accepted the ball, but they cut him down before he gets going. Penalty goes Manly against Maloney and Orbison.
And it swings back the other way. The Tafua error not capitalised upon by the Roosters. Went for the big play on tackle 2 and came up with a turnover, and now they've exacerbated that by conceding the penalty. They give up territory and possession.
Roosters again on the wrong end of the penalty count as they've continued right through the year to do it. 7-4 the penalties in favour of the Eagle. Watmo on the 40-metre line for Ballin. Now for Foran. Back, looking for depth. It's gone from Hiku and gone with Matai to the ground under Pearce. There's Foran. Tight. Foran again on the blind side, and then got a ball back for Hiku, who came in, and then Matai's pass to Fua, and that's the last indicated as he plays the ball away for Foran. The cross kick. Is this the moment? No. Jennings above Lyon, and Lawrence has taken him back after the held had been called to give them a penalty.
Hey, Jake.
Brennan, just go back. Take him back, Harley.
Another sign of frustration there with Brenton Lawrence wanting to argue the point. He was never going to win.
Now, James.
Just that last little effort there from Lawrence that was penalised.
He's probably of the opinion, well, we had some momentum in the tackle and the ball hadn't touched the ground, and neither of the arm carrying the ball touched the ground. I can persuade myself to understand what Lawrence is talking about. The mere fact of the matter is that the Roosters are now, in Instead of playing the ball back on their own line, they're playing the ball 35 metres out from that line. And here's Jennings with the ball. Friend goes to Moa.
Well, this is a comeback, isn't it?
Moa. Yeah, Pierce. Maloney. Harper. Maloney one more time, and he puts this kick very, very high. Hiku's underneath it. This one he's lost. And there was a knock on there by Minicello. An opportunity there, had he have got clean hands to it for Mitchell Pearce. It was a pretty simple scamper for the line.
Well, they're saying Hiku knocked this back, and then it was knocked on by the Roosters. Up goes Hiku. Let's have a look. Geez, nearly could have been a knock on.
Well, that's the angle, though, I think, Gus. That was the angle we were looking at it.
I'm with you, Robert.
Williams. The Sharks went on today. I don't know how the best way to describe it is. A fortuitous win. A bad look for the game to Fua. Gets it back to Pearce. He's playing for the other side though. And here's Mitchell down the ground, 30 metres away from the Manly line. Tuivasa-Sheck. And he's lost the ball getting up to play it.
Wow.
Well, nobody really is putting themselves in a position to apply the blowtorch.
Well, they're both cracking. We're waiting for one of them to crack. It would appear that there are cracks emerging in both sides. Neither side can find the pass to produce the try to break this game open. Tafua down the inside, turns it back, finds Pearce. He's off and gone in the other direction. The cover defence gets him down. Get up and play it quick, they say. So he gets up and plays it quick. The shorts are down around the... Well, it's hard to describe.
Well, the buttocks. Let's call it the buttocks.
It's hard to describe where they are.
Yes, exactly. And it would have been a bird's eye view for Andrew and Brad. I get a comment. I get a comment from both of you superstars. The quality of the game, Andrew.
I've got to say, one bloke got excited when some trousers come down.
It's phenomenal, this game.
Been awesome.
But this stage, I'm tired watching the game. So this stage of the game, I can imagine the penalty goes to Manly. How tired the forwards must be. This is the time for the speed men around the ruck, the hookers and the halfbacks and the fullbacks to take control. Footwork at these big guys. You surely get some value there.
Now, who plays the loser of this game?
Cronulla.
Cronulla play the loser of this game.
Yep.
Well, Cronulla will be loving the intensity of this because the loser of this game could well be vulnerable after an epic encounter like this. They are killing each other.
There's Lawrence, the push away, and they're now 12 metres out from the line. We'll get more than a comment about the buttock from you, Brad, in just a moment. So Manly then, with Steve Matai not held, now he is. Taken by Kenny Dow. Hiku's the dummy half, he has a go, and I don't know, no, he's held up short. Back for Simons, and then for Foran, and now for Kite, and then for Jerry Evans, and here is Glenn Stewart, and Glenn is taken down. 12 metres out, that's the fourth gone, and here's Ballon. Ballon turned it in for Watmo to go back, and then Kite knocks on.
There's a bit of a hole there for the big fella to go into as well. Changes of angle. Great defence. And again, the pass goes astray. Pop back on the inside, and there you can see Brent Kite straighting into a hole, although it was closing rapidly, but down it goes. He'll actually be joining us on the Sunday Footy Show tomorrow at 11:30. Brent Kite, as will Paul Gallen from the Cronulla Sharks.
Well, 63 and a half minutes. Look at the crowd chanting. 63 and a half minutes. We've had one try, that from a grubber kick. It's not as though the attack's been boring because they've thrown a hell of a lot at each other. The defence has just been outstanding.
Nuasalas with the ball. Brett, I haven't forgotten you. A comment on this game?
In the first half, there was a tackle where the referee called out relentless. I remember the player got up, was Marty Kennedy, and looked at him to say, that wasn't surrender. Every tackle has had feeling in it. The relentlessness of both these teams has been incredible.
Moa. Pearce. Driving it long. And Tafua, this time with safe hand. Coming back to his fullback. And Hiku is there for him. Right on the 40-metre line.
He's had a stormer, Hiku. For a kid playing in his first semi-final series in such an important position.
Have they got a chance over here? It expires under that tackle on Williams. David Williams by Maloney, who's there making another tackle on Glenn Stewart. And Brett, his brother, looks on anxiously with the remainder of the Manly club down in the players section, the official section. Cherry Evan for him. Is it any wonder that Peter Sterling described him quite a few times, a couple of years ago, as the most promising young player in the game? He's blossomed, and now he's become a leader amongst men. He plays it so tough and so skillfully.
I reckon if you had a tracer on all of this game and see where it's played, Manly have probably had the better territorially over the Roosters. I just get the feeling most of the game's being played in the Roosters half.
Moa again. They pile the defence into him just inside his own 30-metre line. Kennedy. Another session for him. Inside the 40 is the call on the kick from Pearce. Doesn't represent danger though. Hiku comes back. And so the Roosters are there to meet him 12 or 13 metres from halfway.
Well, there's no doubt that, Brett Stewart's a great player. Hiku's done a great job. But if Manly can somehow squeeze a win here and give Brett Stewart another fortnight to recover, it'll be a big bonus for them. If they lose, he's got to back up next week and try and play.
Simon squeezing his way into a little gap, and now Maddai follows him up through the same corridor. They spin it away to a big back line, and Cherry Evans shows it, then he goes long, out to Jamie Lyon, he kicks ahead, Minicello hurries back, and Minicello is able, well, he's come out of there, quite simply, David Williams overshot the tarmac.
Well, did Jamie Lyon need to kick that? He had Jennings beaten, and he was drawing Tupou in. I'd love to have a look at that when we get a moment. The problem is we don't have time for replays the way this game goes.
Tuivasa-Sheck, taken by Bura there. Williams goes away short to O'Donnell, and he's rattled up in a good hard tackle by Matai it was. Here's Jake Friend with a dummy half run. 5 metres from halfway. And now they go back down into Manly territory with the raking kick. Brought back by Hiku it is.
He did a great job to regather that one. He got a terrible bounce as it got to him. Of course, the Bura now coming in centre field looking to promote David Williams on his outside. Both teams really starting to make some ground now, winning possession.
Cherry Evans dropping it back. Oh, and Glenn Stewart knocks on.
That was knocked out. Knocked it down.
He said knock on Roosters.
Yeah, it was knocked out by the Roosters defender.
Okay, so Manly will get the feed.
Well, it's going to be such a shame now to see a loser. Here's the replay on the Jamie Lyon thing. Look, he gets to the outside of Jennings. Tupou's I really thought he could have gone another step or two and tried to get Tupou in. In the end, he kicked. And Minicello was able to get it out. Here's the one from Sonny Bill. He slaps at the ball. That's the knock on. And Manly have got it. 12 minutes to go. I'm standing and applauding this game. It's going to be sorry to see a loser.
Here's Foran. Taken down by Sonny Bill Williams. And now it's back with Horro. 30 away from the line. Foran, Cherry Evans, Hiku. Just a bit of fend on Maloney. Jamie Lyon for Glenn Stewart. Takes it down 15 metres away from the line. That's the fourth tackle for Manly. They've got a couple left. Here's Kite. Back now for Foran. Foran for Matai. Matai driving towards the corner. 5 tackles. And Tafua goes into dummy half. For this man to kick, and Foran puts it across towards Tupou, who's big in the air. It bounces behind him. Jennings comes down with knock on.
Yeah, Michael Jennings, I think you'll find, played at it. It appeared late for him. There was a couple of jumpers in front of him, and the ball went over their head. And I think you'll find that Michael has just put his arms out. It's popped out. There's the jump. Goes over the top, and yep, Jennings hits the left hand.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting Tupou to fly as high as that and not get fingers on it.
Well, they will never get a better opportunity than this. Inside the final 10, set of 6, scrum set 10 metres out.
And here they go with Glenn Stewart and a blindside play, but it's all gone wrong, but it's a penalty.
No.
Is it? No, it's a knock-on.
Ball was knocked out again by the Rooster, I think.
Yeah, look, he had...
Yeah, the ball's out now.
Sean, you
He
get
had a
back
player
here.
in a gap here, Glenn Stewart.
Glenn, let's form up.
And right at the last moment, as the Rooster gets his hand out and knocks it down. Let's have a look. Out he goes. He brings Jennings in. He's got it in a gap, and Jennings knocks on the ball. Otherwise, Jamie Lyon scores for sure.
So they do it again. They come open side this time, and Matai back for Hiku, and grass taken down by Friend, and a penalty for a second dig. Second effort there in the tackle from Jake Friend. And Steve Matai asking the question of Foran, what are we doing? They go to the middle of the ground with 2 passes. Horrow to play it. The major weapons are away to the right. And it's with Foran, then Cherry Evans, then Glenn Stewart. They're 10 metres out. A line that hasn't been cracked since the get-go. Cherry Evans gets it to Bura. Bura to play the ball under a good tackle from Jennings and Maloney. Now Cherry Evans, he dummies and he can't get the ball away. Right in the middle of the park. 4 tackles gone. Foran off his left foot. Foran still going. Foran close to the line, has another look at the line, and he's tackled. 5 gone. Kieran Foran to play the ball. Back for Matt Ballon. Ballon on to Cherry Evans. He kicked from Brent Kite. Couldn't get hands on it. And a knock-on has been ordered. And change over to the Roosters.
Well, you've just got to stand and applaud the defence. And many of the Roosters fans are. It's heroic stuff from both teams. But the Roosters have been under so much pressure.
Some of that fringe defence from the likes of James Maloney and Sean Kenny-Bower has been phenomenal.
Well, I can tell you that Manly have had 33 play the balls inside the Roosters 20 for no tries. The Roosters have only had 9 at the other end of the field. And the Roosters can break an all-time record here if they keep Manly scoreless until full time. 5 times already this season, which equals the Roosters of 1977.
35-year-old record of keeping an opposition side scoreless. Looking down the barrel of 6 to break the record. Peter Hiku on the bring back. And Kenny Dow manhandles him and takes him to ground. Under 7 minutes to go now in what has been a gripping struggle. The run around, Stewart to Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans around Tupou. Orbison's after him. Orbison's got him collared just onto the eastern suburbs or Roosters side of halfway. Ballon out at first receiver. And they're starting to tire. Everybody's starting to tire.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, and high.
Get on the edge of
That's
your
a
seats
high
here.
shot. Brad Fittler sideline.
Get on the edge of your seats here.
Trent Robertson in half-time. He really praised their defence in the first half, but he said you have to work together. Now, if you went to the last set of 6, Frankie Paul comes shooting out of the line, and Jerry Evans nearly scored a try, and he's missed this.
Well, who was it that took the kick? Matt Ballon.
It's Matt Ballon.
He didn't want to take the kick. He wanted to tap it, and no one came forward to kick for touch. And Matt Ballon took the kick.
How could that happen?
And he fluffed it. Well, that's just pressure. That's fatigue. What a bad decision that was.
O'Donnell. So the Roosters, the chant goes up now, louder than ever. Friend.
Well, maybe that's the moment.
Kennedy this time. Just inside the 40-metre line. The first weekend of the finals. And we're watching this. Hiku. Back on his 10-metre line. We're watching what is fitting of a grand final. That's not an overstatement. Tafua.
You mentioned Eastern Suburbs a minute ago, Ray. This is a mid-80s scoreline.
Absolutely. You were involved in a couple of them, weren't you? 6-4, 4-2 from memory. Here's George. Out to the 40-metre line. 4-0 in favour of the Roosters. 1 try in the game. At the 10th minute to Tuivasa-Sheck. Cherry Evans near the halfway line. This is their last. Lyon put the grubber in. Not played out by Jake Friend, I would imagine. Yes, and they get the loose head and food.
Yeah, big result here for the Roosters.
Stone lights, Martin. Blood bin.
Martin Kennedy, blood bin.
Time's outstanding.
Well, they've stopped the clock. Let's hope they restart it when play restarts. I'm sure there'll be 8 people down there reminding the timekeeper. Roosters defence being celebrated by their fans in the grandstand.
Gus referring to the clock stoppage we had rather embarrassingly at the back of the Sharks-Cowboys game when somebody forgot to restart the clock.
Okay, in you go. Put it in the kick.
Just on their own side of halfway, they win the scrum. And Tupou is almost through. You play the ball 12 metres on Manly side of halfway. Pearce goes in short to Napa. And Napa is on the opposition 30-metre line. Friend pulled down by Horro. Williams, 15 away now. Cherry Evans making the tackle, little kick through from Maloney. It rebounds and comes back to Buhrer.
Is he offside? Accidentally offside?
He's very close to offside.
George Rose with a long gallop for him. Here's Watmo.
Just over 3 minutes to go.
Cherry Evans. Now to Jamie Lyon. Decided just to put the foot down and go. Maloney again involved in the tackle out there with Jennings. Peter made the comment earlier. They've been very strong. They've been asked on many occasions and they've delivered. Matai, 5 tackles gone. Manly, blindside play. Forens with the ball. Tackle was up around the top. It's a penalty to Manly.
Right, Benny.
This has been the lowest scoring final since St. George
Here it is.
defeated Illawarra 4-0 in a preliminary final in 1992. 21 years ago. The lowest score in the preliminary final. So it's come away to Hiku now. He steps out of a tackle. He's down 7 metres out from the line. Can they repel them again? Cherry Evans showing it. Bowland with the ball.
It's a great ball. There's booze for a forward pass, but it was perfectly delivered.
Watmo for Cherry Evans. Across for Foran. Foran back in for Horrow. Horrow's 10 out. Looking around, looking for a gap. It's not there.
Well, they're out of ideas. They've tried everything.
Here they come again. It's away to Cherry Evans and then to Glenn Stewart. And there's the ball popping out. It's come down to Maloney. Jennings through one, taken in the next line. With 1.5, not quite that to go. Tuivasa-Sheck. O'Donnell. Tuivasa-Sheck again. As if to say, I've got the freshest legs here. Give me some running time. Maloney kicking. Fancy somebody out here might be a little bit offside, but it makes no difference. It's gone into touch. And this will be their last play of the game, Manly.
Well, this is where we were a few hours ago.
You're right.
Scrum tacking down. This time we've got 34 seconds on the clock. And Manly have got to come up with a play to win the game. Now, it happened earlier. The Cowboys went 90 metres in 2 plays and were bundled into touch as they put the ball down. Roosters have got to defend, 3 more tackles to complete a remarkable win.
Oh, what a tackle. Maloney again. His defence has been superb tonight. That was a blind side tackle on Jamie Lyon. And the Roosters looking as though they're going to beat Manly 3 times in a row in the one season for the first time in a long time. The ball to ground. Oh, Maloney, it's a penalty. It's a penalty to Manly.
Well, they'll kick this out, and you can only imagine they've got 1 play left, which is the Hail Mary bomb. So we're going to go down to the last play after the siren to determine a winner here. Manly get 1 play.
That's the siren, is it?
Yeah, 1 play.
Here it is, last one, Jerry.
So the siren has sounded, and here's the last of the night. Cherry Evans cross for Kieran to go to Matai. He bumps away from one, goes back to Horrow. Horrow gets it away. George Rose has got the ball. Can he get rid of the ball? He throws it and hopes for the best, and Kenny Dow is not the best. He's got the ball though. The game has come to its end. A magnificent 80-minute battle played by some of the titans of the game. They have won 4-0. 70 minutes has passed since we last had a score. The scoreboard attendant, he had little to do. Tuivasa-Sheck, the only points of the game. The Roosters break the record of the 77 Roosters side, keeping a team scoreless on 6 occasions in the one season. And they've beaten Manly 3 times consecutively in the one season for the first time in a long, long time.